How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How many bad experiences you've had with men?
I can't say I've had any bad experiences with men. I think humans are humans, and I've had experiences with men. I have not personally had any bad experiences with men.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully.
Why do you think certain women with the bad experiences that they have with men try to basically let that determine their future?
That's trauma. They need healing. That's
self-evaluation, accountability on their own, basically, right?
All right, I was gonna say the problem with some individuals is that they only see a problem, no solution. Right? If you see a problem, find a solution, and the solution doesn't always mean the other person or just self. It could be both parties. This is why they always say, "Oh, communicating is the most important part of relationships." Any relationship, me and you as friends, right? So when
you said is, so
is,
are.
Oh, excuse me,
my bad.
Little grandma,
little petty.
It's all good. Backtrack.
Being a Sagittarius, basically trying to pretty much know everything. Do you think that's a fault?
Absolutely.
Okay, explain.
Because it's funny that we just talked about me. I'm not a full Sagittarius, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of Earth Capricorn in me. And for me, I understand the more I know, the more I don't know. Like, I'm not a know-it-all, and I'm so open to knowing that. I'm just open to knowing that, and the more I know that, the more I realize, like, oh, there's so much information out there. I don't know if that's. I think if you allow it to debilitate you in your learning process, yes, it's a fault when you think you know everything. Like, how can anyone teach you anything if you think you know everything? Yeah. I don't think you're like that, though. So I don't feel like...
you don't think I'm like what?
Like a know-it-all.
That's funny. Like, a lot of people think I am. I may be perceived
I was going to say, with certain things, maybe, but you're always open to learning. Like...
Well, I love the unknown, and I love basically unpacking the unknown. And I think, like, in many other instances, it can be a fault for me, because especially when it comes to, like, dating and, like, girls and, like, dealing with...
Ooh, dating.
Yeah.
What's up with the dating world for you?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, turn the fucking tables real quick.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah, right. DJ AM.
Training.
Okay, all right, cool. We can do that. So for me, there are a couple of interests. There are a couple of women that I can definitely see myself being with. But as of right now, I feel that the number one priority that I need to do is pretty much take care of myself. Absolutely. And take care of what I need to do. Now, that might be a little bit, I guess, not contradictory, but more, I guess, counterproductive, I should say, or not really the right mentality because of my age, because I'm 32 years old. Because I've had a lot of women, especially women friends in my life, that tell me, "Hey, listen, like, you need to freaking, like, settle down, and you need to, like."
I think that happens.
I think that's kind of like a indirect saying that they want to be with me. Is that was that not statistic?
A bit, yeah. Okay. That's not where I thought that statement was going. I literally was like, "They got your best inch." What? I have another. Actually, why? This is good. Mm-hmm. Why do you feel like? Do you feel like you have to reach a certain point of success in your life to settle down?
Yes.
Like, what is holding you back from? You said a couple interests. Like, there's people.
Well, when I say couple, I mean literally two.
Okay.
I don't mean when people say two, they mean 5 or 6. Like, I actually do mean like really couple, 2.
Yeah.
For me, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Like,
what's holding me back?
Right. Do you feel like you have to reach a level of success?
I do feel like that. So I have like a certain motto, I guess, a certain like a prerequisite.
Okay, prerequisite.
Or basically a module that I'm trying to pretty much follow, or a procedure that I'm pretty much trying to follow right now. So I feel like I'm at the point right now where I can take care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay,
This is good stuff.
Yeah, I
right
can
here.
take care of
This is truth.
Yeah, I can take care of myself. Yeah, I've never been this candid before, ever in a podcast. Even though that's very, very terrible to say, but I am I'm in a place right now where I can definitely take care of myself. Once I get to a level that I can take care of myself and my woman,
and potentially a family,
and potentially a kid,
that comes
then
after.
yes, of course, then I would consider really, really dialing in and trying to pretty much, get a girlfriend. Or
I
whatever.
can respect that side as a young lady, because I feel like a lot of times, we want someone by our side, but some people bite off more than what they can really chew.
Well, it
and
happens all the time.
I think that it happens all the time
Listen,
with people creating children that they can't take care of, or are in relationships that it's not going anywhere, can't flourish because they may not be mentally in a space of, growth.
Do you know how many times or how many people I see so many times where like, by the way, am I still in the shot? Am I good? No, I'm not.
You're good. You're still there. Just
all right, cool. Sorry, guys. This is bootleg
bootleg
production over here. That's not bootleg.
Am
I good now? Am I good now?
Yeah, you're better.
All right,
It's
cool.
Good.
All right, fine. As long as I'm not like taking the whole damn like screen, because I know I'm like,
you're good. You're good.
I'm like friggin'.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. All right. So damn, what I was gonna say again?
Just like that, his memory goes.
Yeah, I'm fucking crazy.
We're talking about kids,
yes,
relationships.
Yes. Okay. So I have seen so many instances and so many examples to whereas people get together, they have kids, and they're like literally struggling. Like they're to the point where like they can't even really take care of themselves.
Man,
so it's like, even though as a 32-year-old, I wouldn't really mind actually having like a 15-year-old right now. Like I think that would be like really dope.
Okay, but that's because I think people is that because you could like grow up with your kid?
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God, because if I have a kid right now,
think
about it, because I have a kid right now, when they're 18, I'll be 50.
Okay, but that's not what's important. You'll be a young 50. You'll be a thriving 50. You'll be good. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
I feel, if I could say from my own backstory, like, I personally don't want to bring kids into this world that I cannot financially and mentally take care of. It's not just financially. It's like, where am I in my headspace with the information that I'm going to be feeding my child? And if you have a lot of healing and growing to do, like we all do, but some people are a little bit more toxic than others. We're going to be real about that. Mm-hmm. I just want to be careful with what I'm giving them. So therefore, I have to reach a point and a state in my life, not only that I can financially take care of them, but I can make sure their mental well-being is accounted for with, with everything. I don't know if people really think about that when they oops and have kids.
I think it's too late to even think about that once that happens.
Right. And I get it, but there's so many measures we can take. Like, we're grown-ass adults, and I'm not saying things don't happen. Things happen once, twice, 5, 10. Like,
have you had any scares?
No.
Really?
No.
No scares?
No scares.
Not one? What?
Not one. Not one that I can think of, but no. No.
I've had one scare. I've had one scare.
I mean, I know plenty of people who've had, scares, guys and girls, but
is it really a scare though?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah. Is it though? Like, because they say that kids are a blessing at the end of the day.
Well, back to what we just talked about. Are you in the financial position? Are you in the mental? You could have all the financial stability, but usually the most freedom.
Beautiful things that do happen, Miss Alicia, are the things that are not planned.
Okay, look, I'm not talking about like a certain like I gotta be like filthy rich and crazy mindset in order to have a kid. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's just some people, it's just like, you barely can take care of yourself. Yeah. Like, why are you having a kid.
Yeah.
And they're like
Yo, and then
depressed even more
yo,
because they're having a kid,
and
and it's like a whole domino
no, but
effect
here's the thing.
of
Talk about a domino effect and like like a vicious cycle that keeps on pretty much
yeah.
repeating. Like I know people personally that like I know like they cannot even take care of the kid of their first kid, and they got 2 or 3 kids, and they're thinking about having more kids.
That's a whole nother subject.
Whew.
I don't even want to. That's a whole like why. What are you doing to yourself? What fulfill like what? What doesn't even make sense. What?
I need to know like why. I don't
I
want to.
can't.
I don't want to say it's an ethnic thing.
You definitely have to just ask
Is
that
it?
human being. I don't know. I
I
don't
mean, I
think
don't want
so.
to. I don't want to just
I
call it like
don't
a black
know.
thing. But
I
what I
don't.
do know is like a lot of people who do like who I have conversation with
I don't think
is
they
like
think that far.
is usually like the poor. You know what I'm saying? And it could be black, white, Spanish,
Whatever
whatever.
it is, right?
Yeah, it's usually like the poor. Like the poor keeps on getting pretty much poor. Like
Is it in
mentality.
mindset?
Yeah, I think. I think the problem we do have today is that they think that the only thing that they can do right. Like yo, I know. Let me tell you,
That's
I actually
something.
know women personally that do feel this way. That the only thing that they can do right is have kids,
And
and it's fucking sad.
that's sad, and they need a lot of healing, and they need a lot
Like
of
the
self
only thing that they're pretty
discovery.
much on Earth for is literally procreation. Now, that's one of the things that we're here for, but it's not the only
It's
thing.
not the only thing, and that
You
is
know?
not the only thing you are brought in this world to do.
Yeah.
Right,
And
female
then
or
honestly, here's the
man.
thing too, hypersexualizing women, especially hypersexualizing, black women does not help. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't freaking help the cause. Hypersexualizing black men, doesn't help the cause either. People think that we are this sexual friggin' hyper beast of a friggin' of an entity.
Of an entity.
Like, that
Of a
we could just like have
species.
sex on a friggin' dime.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, going back to that topic of, and I want to choose my words carefully, put them together.
Please do.
Please.
Oh, please don't.
Don't. Honestly, can't speak for the masses, right? But everything, and I hate to be like mindset, everything goes back to mindset. Like, I don't think personally that when a person of a certain finance or whatever quality of life they have, sometimes is what they see. Their moms had kids and she made it barely, maybe still trying to make it. Oh man, it's just like a cycle, right? So if they don't have that teaching or this mindset of, well, maybe I should have a certain quality of life
Yeah.
before I bring kids into this world.
Yeah, true.
I just want to say mindset. Like, I'm saying that from a standpoint. I'm not saying we were like my family was dirt poor, but they definitely struggled.
Yeah, no, of course.
Right. So therefore,
You got a lot of siblings too, right?
And my mother has always said, like, I want you to be better than me. Like, she knew she couldn't give us the emotional intelligence, the financial intelligence. She just couldn't. She didn't have it in her to give us. She was trying to raise kids, trying to put food on the table. So it's just like, look, this is what I got to give.
Yeah.
So this is my way of thinking on that subject is like, well, I don't want to be like my mom who had to like struggle to put food on the table. And I want a family. And there were so many things that I feel like, and, by no means am I dwelling on this. It's that I wanted to do as a kid or things like that of that sort. And my mom couldn't afford it. I don't want to be that parent. And then when I go back to mindset and feeding my kids, my mom couldn't feed me certain information because she didn't know it.
Yeah,
So it's just
I got you.
I have a certain opinion about that based on my upbringing. And it's not because I had the best upbringing. It's just because I know what I don't want. And I think if you could figure out what you don't want, you can figure out a little bit about what you do want, and you can move from there. So that, on the kid topic, but I'm not bringing no kids in this world that I.
It's fun. It's funny because like we just have to really be okay with like just being okay. Like we have to be like okay with just really not living to other people's expectations.
Absolutely, but that's in everything we do. It's like you made a I don't know if we got that on this one, but a reference earlier, like, oh, my friends say that I should have kids. I'm 32. You're a young guy still.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You have so much life in you. Like, you don't need to settle down and have kids if that's not the wave of and the rhythm of your life right now. Mm-hmm. It's cute to talk about. I mean, who doesn't want a family? I would love a family right now. Yeah. I would love
how many kids you want?
Have a. Someone asked me this question. It's funny. I said as much as I can afford, and when I mean afford, I go back
so
to
we up in here making $100 million. We up in here like making $100 million a year type shit. Well, we popping 10 babies. We popping 10 babies every 10 years. Like,
look, if we can afford it and we want an abundant life, right, with children. I mean, honestly, I said it's funny. I literally said that like financials. We have to be able to, and I'm talking because we got college, we got all these different things, and I'm thinking about everything I probably, wanted to, like extracurriculum activities. Like I want to be able to give that to all my kids. I want them to be able to figure it out. So I need to feed them whatever they need to figure some things out. So honestly, I'll know that when I create a certain amount of income, it's coming, it's on its way, and when my whoever significant other and we join our lives together. I don't know. But if I had to give you a number, I'm like, I always say like 2.
I want an odd number.
You? Yeah. No.
What are you talking about? Nah, of course.
Why?
What do you mean, why not?
I just always feel like maybe because my mom had boy, girl. And I always thought it was cool that she had 2
So you want like an even number.
I do. I just think
odd.
Of course,
mine's odd.
Because you're odd.
Yeah, there you go.
You
cool.
Are odd.
Okay. No shit, Sherlock.
No, but
3 for me.
Boys, girls. How do you want more boys or do you?
I definitely want more boys. Yeah, boy, girl, boy.
Why legacy? Guys always have this weird with like carry on the name.
I mean, yeah, true, but I mean, for me, I just feel like having a guy or having like a son pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, on the outer skirts, you know what I'm saying? Like first and then last to like, hold down the woman, to hold down the daughter. Hell yeah.
You know what's funny? I always wanted.
Did you do that because you went like this because I'm crazy? Okay, cool. I just want to ask. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? No, this is a podcast. So.
I didn't even catch. Okay. It's funny. I didn't even catch that I did that, but I was
I did. Yeah, the video did. So. Yeah.
What's it called? I always wanted a boy first too. But now I'm like, I'm so okay with having a girl first. Like obviously whatever universe, world.
Sometimes I'm actually really afraid to even have kids in this world.
Ooh.
I don't know if we have enough time to talk about that. No, for real. Like all these outside ideologies, these outside friggin' pressures. These outside things that's happening.
Like bring something up.
Just like for instance, like school systems. That's fine. School systems are just utter shit these days. Like, do I want to homeschool my children?
I definitely have.
You want to homeschool? Mm-hmm. See, I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that.
I mean, I'm not personally going to be.
Oh, okay. So, sometimes when you're right. When I think of homeschool, I think about like literally like this. The parents are like,
yeah, no.
Because they do that like freaking schools like give out curriculums like to the
absolutely. I know a few people who have been actually in my family who have been homeschooled. But yeah, no, I won't be the one homeschooling.
Yeah, too busy.
But the thing is.
Too busy making that cash flow for the familia, you know what I mean?
But I definitely believe in quality time.
There you go. Okay.
Absolutely. It's very important.
Yes.
Very. Parents, you can make all the money if you don't give to your kids time then. Anyways. I forgot my train of thought.
I have a question.
Oh, I don't want socially awkward kids though. So I always battled back and forth with the idea like, okay, I want them homeschooled for like a certain point in their life so I could just, when they're babies and you can
up until what age?
I have to do some research about like the information.
I would
want they can intake because I want to feed them.
I would want my kids to experience high school.
I Absolutely. Even
At
middle
least high
school.
school or even middle school, yeah.
Even middle school. I think
Yeah.
I definitely just want to, or I wonder if there's like a hybrid,
Like sometimes
go to
go
school sometimes so
outside,
you could
sometimes.
socialize with other.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'll be socializing with other humans, but it's so funny. It really is funny because there's pros and cons to like that. I'm not saying every child that's been homeschooled is like socially awkward. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
But they learn definitely different skills.
They have more of an opportunity to be socially awkward if they're not dealing with other kids.
Right. So
that's
just another thing. Like, I just want to let's just create a school for our kids and not ours together, but friendship kids.
I'll say, you telling me something here?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, established.
Whoever we know.
Yo, you know what's real funny?
We just get you know what's real funny?
And I'm just saying this. I'm just really saying this. Yo, I swear to God, I've had at least 5 people.
I'm gonna roll my eyes because I know.
No, please roll your eyes.
I don't know what he's about.
5 people that says that. Oh, like you and Alicia look great together, and I'm like,
that's just because we look great separately.
Yeah, for real, exactly.
So obviously, who said that? That's funny, guys.
I can tell you off air. Who said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Look here.
I'm not listening. First of all, guys, I'm not trying to mess up. You know what I'm saying, Miss Alicia. You know what I mean. Chances over here. We are brothers, sisters. Don't worry about it. We good up in here.
That ain't gonna happen. But we cool. But I do want to create like a. Someone said that. Who said that the other day? I think it was an artist. That was like they want to create a school for their kids. That's actually smart. Like me too. Why
some
not?
like LeBron James shit.
I'm guessing.
Do you know who LeBron James is?
Y'all, we done with this because we about to come up with some. No,
we definitely gonna be together if that's the case because she gonna smack me upside my head.
Look. He trying to. Yes, I know who LeBron.
Okay, I don't know, man. You talking? Why you looking at me? Don't listen. Chill, relax.
LeBron James.
Listen, because he made a school, so I had to.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that piece of information.
Yeah, the I Promise
LeBron,
school.
If you're watching this, I know who you are.
So
he's married. Just saying. I know who you are.
Yes, he's very happily married to Miss Savannah James.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, and he got 3 beautiful kids.
Before I come for you.
That is probably true.
I'm coming for her before I come for you. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little hesitant for this day and age. I feel like if it was maybe like 15, 20, or maybe even like the time that I was born, then I would be cool with having kids. But I just feel like just a lot of things have been happening,
I think
just violence is on an all-time high.
Is it?
I think one of the
all-time, or is it just more publicized?
It's probably more publicized, and we're becoming more. We are becoming, and this is another subject right here. We are becoming like, I guess, so involved with like things that are happening that are violent. Like we're becoming like insensitive to it. I feel like one of the things that we need to teach like our kids and our peoples is like the introduction to sensitivity, because it's.
I really like that. Of course, I would really like that, but I really do like that. Oh
yeah.
My God.
No, you know why? Because like we're in a day and age now where.
Facts. I mean, everything just, I don't
know.
Yo,
God, I mean, God rest their souls. The 22 people that freaking passed away in El Paso, and God. Even now, I have to check myself. I'm like,
just kind of.
I just scrolled right through, like it was nothing.
I was gonna say people do this thing where
they have a video right now of him, like the dude, whatever, like popping them, like. And
I'm a crybaby. I could not watch that. Like even just hearing about all the things that have been going, I'm just like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like. I think like we're just in a day and age now where like we need to like really introduce like I guess just like just more humanity, like more vulnerability, and just stop getting to a point where we need to actually look at what has been happening